This is Z.A.C News.
I'm the Z reporting on Elon Musk and his recent updates on getting to Mars by the year 2026.
I'm Alec reporting on Mrs. Margot and all the vacations she's been on.
I'm Chloe and I'm reporting on climate change and how it will affect us and what will happen in the near future.
Thank you.
This is Zach, the Z from Z.A.C News, here reporting on SpaceX with the recent Elon Musk presentation and the updates on becoming a multi-planetary species and the journey to Mars, basically, and what it will take to accomplish the mission, our SpaceX mission to reach Mars with all the new technology. Starting things off, the Falcon 9 and the Dragon 1 are the two newest types of rockets SpaceX has developed to try and attempt to reach Mars and become a multi-planetary species and colonize it, of course. SpaceX has plans to modify new technology that has not yet been seen by NASA and Russian or any other space stations, or space companies, I should say. And they have a 35-page book on a plan to attach the new technology to the rocket. And of course, to get to the Moon or Mars or whatever planet you want to go to, there will be colossal obstacles you will have to overcome to be able to get there. On average, there are 60 orbital launches per year, and as of 2017, SpaceX has 17 of them. By 2018, you heard it here first, they will have half of the orbital launches per year, which is 30. That's a huge increase with both of the new rockets that they have developed. And Elon Musk has predicted the new technology they have created. By 2026, they will have been able to land foot on Mars and have started exploring the red giant, I guess we could say. And one of the new pieces of technology, propulsive landing system. And the system counteracts the main booster from the orbital landing, so they don't need all the 3 legs to come out and land it. All they need is a counteracting booster on the bottom of the engine, on the bottom of the ship, that will counteract the upper landing, which will help them land more precisely and accurately. They have tested this 26 times, and they've only failed the first 4. They have landed 18 in a row, perfectly. Very important technology SpaceX also needs to reach Mars is what's it called? Automated rendezvous and docking points. So basically, when you go up into space, you use a lot of your booster fuel to get into space, and the space station where you refuel, instead of having to operating to detach to the space station, they have automated. So it uses laser focusing on many different points of the rocket to know where it is and where it needs to be, and it will connect with the space station automatically to refuel, get food, water, all the necessities for a human to live on a space journey. SpaceX has perfected that technology with the Dragon 1, but of course the Falcon 9 still needs some improvements with the automated rendezvous docking system that they have. So it makes it much easier to dock the space station with their counteractive landing propulsion system to land on Mars. Overall, Elon hopes to become a multi-planetary species, and these are just some of the steps it will take to reach his goal.
Hey, from Z.A.C News, reporting on Mrs. Margot and all of the vacations she has been on and all the places that she's visited. It is very interesting on all the places that she has been. How was the weather?
The weather was hot. It was really stinking hot and humid, and the kind of hot where you walk around and you're just sweating. You're sweating all the time, you can't control it. We did a jungle trek. We hired a guide and he brought us for a 2-day hike through the jungle. We stayed at a little village which is only accessible by foot, and the people live a very simple, basic life. We got to sleep on the floor of one of their little shacks, and that was a super cool experience. A lot of times when I travel, it can be uncomfortable because I'm not just going to a resort, staying inside the resort and not leaving. I never do that. My friends and I tried to really experience the culture and customs, and travel can be uncomfortable. In Thailand, I actually ended up getting super sick, but we had antibiotics, so I ended up being okay. But yeah.
Was the food different?
The food was delicious. I love Thai food. Asian food in general is some of my favorite food. So pad thai, the rolls, like the nim chow, spring rolls, like pineapple curry. Oh my gosh, so good. I loved it.
What's the culture?
Culture is so different. Again, language is a big issue, but Thailand in general is used to having tourists and used to having visitors, so they're super accommodating and kind and helpful to people that are visiting. And that trip I went to Vietnam and Cambodia as well. Vietnam, I would say, is one of the most foreign places I've been to in terms of a totally different culture, hard to travel around, and not necessarily the most accommodating to tourists, but again, it was an experience. So
I've heard that the people are nice.
in Thailand, yeah, they're super nice. Thai people are super friendly. Cambodia too. I loved Cambodia. I love the spirit of the people there. They've been through a lot. They had a genocide in the 90s where a lot of their population was wiped out and killed, and they're still feeling the ramifications of that. I enjoy learning as a teacher, and when I travel, I love to learn about the culture and the history, and that's kind of like my hands-on learning that I get to do.
Did you see the jungles?
The jungles. Well, in Thailand, I did do that jungle trek. In Vietnam, we did another trek through jungles and through, like, they have an amazing cave system in Vietnam, so we got to swim through caves, hike through the jungle. The mosquitoes were super bad there. Yeah, I love to I'm a science girl, science lady. I like to get out in nature and explore and hike and all that stuff. So as much as I can do outdoorsy things, I will.
What was your favorite thing about all the trips?
Oh goodness, that's a hard question. This summer I went to Greece, and Greek food, oh my goodness. The fresh salads, Greek salads, for anybody who does not know, actually has no greens in it. It's just tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and red onions and the best feta cheese you'll ever have in your life, and just basic like olive oil on top and oregano. Oh my goodness, those salads, we had one a day, and I could have that for the rest of my life and be happy. So I would say Greek food was the most delicious.
What's your favorite place that you've been to?
My favorite place. I've traveled to probably over 20 countries, and I think it's true what they say about not necessarily where you go, but who you travel with, because I have usually 2 girlfriends that I travel with, and we could go to New Bedford and have a blast. And, you know, though the people that you travel with, that really is what makes the trip. Some of the highlights, some places that I've been to, South Africa, I did a safari in South Africa, that was amazing. I visited Machu Picchu in Peru, that was like another world. So I've been to a lot of really cool countries, but yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alec.
Next is Chloe from Z.A.C News. Thank you.
I'm not recording, my camera died. Good morning. I'm Chloe, the C from Z.A.C Z.A.C News, and I'll be telling you about climate change and addressing how it will affect our future. If high emissions continue throughout the century, a model shows it is likely for global temperature to rise by 4.3 degrees Celsius or 7.74 degrees Fahrenheit. This is expected to be noticeable between 2081 and 2100. In the United States, the current average temperature is 70.7 degrees Fahrenheit. It will raise by approximately 15% or 10.605 degrees by 2100. From the 20th century to now, the overall global temperature has raised 1.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Michael Winton, a team leader at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, said, "This is really about clouds, meaning that clouds' light surfaces reflect incoming solar radiation back out to space." Models cannot predict how the clouds will affect climate change because of how rarely the change occurs at this moment in time. Programs tend to show statistically based assumptions instead of accurate guesses based on evidence. This is called parameterization. Though not an extreme factor in climate change, it still does affect the climate. It is believed that humans do have something to do with the changing clouds. Carbon dioxide warms the planet. Why is this information relevant, you may ask? Well, humans have almost tripled the amount of carbon in the air from the 1960s. The worldwide number of climate-related disasters has tripled as well. The plants and animals have been vanishing in vast numbers from colder areas like the Arctic and Antarctic. If our actions continue, the seas should rise about 3 feet by 2100. Ending this on a good note, renewable resources are believed to triple in popularity by 2040. If this is true, it'll affect the effects on climate change tremendously. I'm Chloe, the C from Z.A.C, Z.A.C News, signing out.
This is Z.A.C News.
The Z signing off.
The A signing.
The C signing out.
Thank you for your time.